Welcome back, Southwest Florida. Glad you stayed with us here. Again, we are coming to you from Hodges University's Naples campus. Very distinguished guest here. I apologize. I got your emails and I got all the information you've been sending me over the years saying, when am I going to get somebody here from SalusCare and talk about some of the services they provide. So we got the head guy here, the president and the CEO, Kevin Lewis. Kevin, pick up your cup and just kind of bump and do the traditional bump and let's rock and roll. First of all, kind of educate our community on, SalusCare now. This is the second year you've had that name, and the combination of organizations coming together.
Yeah, SalusCare was created July 1st, 2013, when Lee Mental Health and Southwest Florida Addiction Services merged into SalusCare. Our two boards thought we could do a better job of serving the community that way. And in fact, it's been 2 years now since we created the new company. And the point was that a patient no longer had to figure out what door to go to. Every door was the right door, and that we could then engage people quicker and get them in the right kind of care.
Excellent. That's a simple, one-stop clearinghouse. How would you, if you were Sesame Streeting this for me, how would you describe mental health?
Well, I think mental health and substance use disorders. Behavioral health care disorders are brain-based disorders, they're chronic illnesses, and they're treatable. I think what we struggle over is we treat them differently than other chronic disorders. If a person has type 2 diabetes, we get them care, we help monitor their behaviors. When they struggle, we get them care. People with behavioral health care disorders, too often we kind of say, oh, we give up. And unfortunately, when we give up, it ends up in other parts of our community, whether it's the justice system, the child welfare system, the healthcare, the ERs, that system. The school system has people struggling because of it. And so there's a consequence when that need's not attended to.
Is it fair to say that in Southwest Florida, I know you're based in Lee County, you would be the largest organization that provides this wide variety of services?
Yeah, we are. We are the largest organization. In Collier County, you have David Lawrence Center, who's kind of our counterpart, and in Charlotte, you have Charlotte Behavioral Health.
The demand for your services, increasing or decreasing?
Well, I think the demand's increasing, and it's increasing for a couple of reasons. One is each year people start to figure out this is okay to get help. It's all right. This is the treatable illness. The stigma goes down a little bit, whether it's for depression, a bipolar disorder, a substance use disorder. All those are real treatable if you can get a person engaged in treatment. Increasingly, individuals, families, employers are recognizing that, as well as the justice system.
Excellent. The police department, places like that, they certainly have to be aware of that. And
Yes.
people who provide public service to people may come upon a situation and they need to have certain symptoms that they will look for. Not to get too technical, but just kind of describe some symptoms that people may look for to say, hey, this may just be a health issue.
Well, I think Lee, when people start to act in different ways, aberrant, out of the ordinary ways, it may well be an issue that's a behavioral health care disorder. What the problem is oftentimes we all shy away. We circle around the person. We don't tend to it. One of the things that's available in the community is mental health first aid, an 8-hour training that we can provide to community groups, anybody, to help people get more comfortable. Just like you get first aid training or CPR training, we can provide mental health first aid training for anybody in the community to feel more comfortable intervening and trying to get someone help.
Now that phone number and website that we have on the screen, when people go to that, that's where they can learn a whole lot of
They can
information.
learn what our services are, they can send in requests for information, they can actually reach out for care, or they can see when the latest and the next mental health first aid training is.
How's your business changed over the years?
Boy, it's changed a lot. I came to Southwest Florida in 1986, Lee, and it was a very casual, slow community. As our community has grown, we've seen other variables change. In the past couple of years, the Affordable Care Act has probably drawn greater interest to behavioral health care disorders. As the healthcare system gets increasing scrutiny and squeeze, there's greater recognition that treating behavioral health care disorders helps people recover from other issues as well.
I see. Now, what can the community do to support your efforts and treatments?
I think there's a couple things they can do. One is they have a chance today, when they interact with their legislator, to let them know that being 48th in the nation in per capita funding for mental health, probably not good enough. We have a very difficult circumstance in Florida. We're 48th in the nation in our per capita funding to mental health from the state government. That's not real good. In addition to that, we have the second highest number of uninsured individuals. So low public funding, high on insurance, places a tremendous strain on people's access to care. I think we need to let people know that's not okay. whether it's our elected officials or others.
Now, would a person walk straight into one of your facilities, or do they have to be referred there from a doctor or somebody like that?
They can walk straight in. There's a number, I think, that's on the screen. You can call that. We have walk-in capacity at 3 locations every day. They oftentimes are referred by other doctors or by other professionals, be it from people in social service, human service settings.
What can I do if I have a family member that I think may need help or may want help?
Yeah. Well, I think a couple things you can do. One is you too can reach out and get educated. You can go to the website and find out what's available. For families particularly struggling with somebody with an addiction issue, we have a Monday evening group that we've operated for over 20 years, the Family Information Group, where people can come in and work with other families to find out what they can do and what they can't do.
Do you have to have insurance or be well off financially to tap into your services?
Great question, and no. I talked about the fact that Florida's 48th in public funding for mental health care. However, Lee County, frankly, is a strong supporter of it, so much of our care can be supported by that. We bill Medicaid, we bill insurances. One of the things with psychiatrists, we're adding a number of psychiatrists right now, we will bill your insurance for psychiatry. Many private psychiatrists choose not to do that.
What do you say to those people who I may hear from time to time who say, and now that they're watching this show saying, hey, what he's talking about, Kevin Lewis, that is, we didn't even know this existed. How are you getting the word out to the average Joe that these great services exist? Is there always a need to continue to educate?
There is, as you know, we use social media, we use billboards, we do things of this nature, and we talk to our friends and neighbors in driveways. I think there's no question substance use disorders, mental health disorders, real equal opportunity disorders. I may talk to a cashier at Publix about it. I may talk to someone in my church about it. And I think my staff, there's 400 and some of them, we encourage each of them to be an ambassador of that type.
What does this do for you personally to know that you work for an organization, you heading up an organization that's really, really growing, the awareness is growing, people are becoming more sensitive to the matter, and that you're providing something that's going to help better our society?
Well, it's very exciting. You know, each day almost I get to hear a story of somebody that says, boy, you helped my family member, you helped my neighbor, you helped my friend. Maybe it's my neighbor. And that's very exciting. It's a very rewarding job in that regard.
Tell me about Laughter is the Best Medicine.
Well, actually, coming up at the end of this week, on the 25th of July, is a fundraiser called Laughter is the Best Medicine. We have 8 local celebrities vying to be the Comedian of the Year. People like Cape Coral Mayor Marnie Sawicki, Tax Collector Larry Hart, State Attorney Steve Russell, and 5 others. We think it's going to be a fun fundraiser, and we'll raise money to help support access for children's mental health care.
And we're going to do what we can to get your flyer up on the screen during this interview, John. I'll get that to you. Would you take a look into that camera? Give me your 30 seconds of fame. Say what you want to say.
Yeah. Well, I think SalusCare is a community asset. We need to serve our community. We need to hear from you, but we're here to help treat treatable disorders. The more people are willing to engage in that, just like going to the gym for exercise, we know the outcomes can be good. Recovery is possible. We can help.
Outstanding, Kevin. It's been a pleasure having you on the show.
Oh, thank you, Lee.
I look forward to getting you back in the future, okay?
All right, very good. Thanks.
All right, stay right there.
Thanks.
As the saying goes on this particular show, for those who say it can't be done, they're usually interrupted by those like Kevin and all the fine people who are associated with SalusCare.
Lee Pitts Live is a Lee Pitts Enterprise production.